Hi survivors, it's me Represent reporting to you. Hope you guys are doing well, because what's going on in this world is not terrible. I want to talk to you guys today about all of us preparing for this winter. I had already started talking about this months before the winter came. Yeah, I think this is going to be one of the worst winters we've ever seen. The weather out here in Texas is so bad already. We really don't experience extremely cold weather and and things like that. But right now it's like really, really, really cold. It's kind of really, really harsh. You really don't see people outside. And not only here, it's like other places. We see what just happened out there in Buffalo. The weather is going to be bad. And I know that when you're in a vulnerable situation, that's when all the agendas come in, because they know when people in a vulnerable state, they could do things that'll have somebody in complete limbo. I've experienced it before, especially during that Texas winter storm. So we all just need to put our seatbelts on, prepare for this stuff. Make sure you have a lot of food, make sure you have a lot of water, make sure you have some backup sources for power. That is really extremely important, especially for people who need oxygen to breathe. Sick people, make sure you stacked up on your medications if you can. I know they only give you a certain amount for a certain period of time. You might want to talk to your doctor about getting a little bit more, or see if you could take half of your medication. I know a lot of people do that. They take half of the pill, but talk to this with your doctor. You don't just go by what I'm saying. But I want to go over this article about how harsh the winter is going to be. Over 5 different organizations, they are predicting it to be really bad, and they're giving their opinions on what they think is really going to happen, or it might be facts. We don't know. All this is allegedly. But it says, while it's still several weeks until the official start of winter, which is December the 21st, several organizations are already unveiling their nationwide winter 2022-2023 forecast. Note that even the most scientifically advanced seasonal outlooks cannot pinpoint what the weather will be in a particular place at a particular time this far in advance. But with varying levels of success, they can paint a broad picture of how hot or cold or wet or dry different parts of the country may be compared to average. Among the winter outlooks issued by meteorologists so far, most agree that the southern United States will be drier and warmer than normal, with the best chance of colder and stormier than normal conditions in the northern tier, and also out here in the south. They didn't say that, but I'm saying it. Midwest and Ohio Valley, such projections reflect typical conditions that develop during La Nina events, which are associated with episodic cooling of ocean waters in the tropical Pacific. This year, La Nina is forecast to prevail for a third straight winter. Whether you are a fan of snow, here is the latest roundup of what meteorologists are saying about the weather in the coming months. For entertainment purposes, we also summarize the outlooks from the Farmer's Almanac and its rival, the Old Farmer's Almanac. But meteorologists put little stock in those predictions. And it says, although the official winter forecast from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration will not come out for another few weeks, the agency's Climate Prediction Center does issue official outlooks for temperature and precipitation up to 13 months in advance. And y'all please follow Weatherman Advance for accurate weather, because sometimes you can't go with what these local meteorologists say. They're going to tell you after the fact, or like an hour or two before something hit. I've experienced that plenty of times. But I always like to recommend Weatherman Plus, because Weatherman Plus is going to tell you weeks in advance what's going to happen in your area. If you haven't subscribed to him, please do that. And it says, for the first 3 months, when winter-like conditions begin in earnest, November, December, and January, abnormal cold is not expected anywhere in the country. This is what they're saying. A large swath of the country, from the East Coast down into the Sun Belt and into the Mountain West, is projected to experience above normal temperatures, with the highest probability of abnormal warmth in Arizona and New Mexico. From February to April, above normal temperatures are projected to continue along the East Coast, in the Southeast, and into the Southwest, with the greatest chance of warmer weather along the Mid-Atlantic and Southeast coastlines, as well as parts of the Southwest. Below average temperatures are forecast in the northern contiguous United States, stretching from northern Michigan to northern Washington state. I try to really be careful when it comes to the media and what I put out to people in regards to their predictions and what they state and what they suggest and all this. I know right now the weather's not looking good. That's just straight up. The weather's awful. And in a lot of places we're experiencing far more colder temperatures, a whole lot of record-breaking snow, a lot of ice on the ground. And y'all, these things are very, very concerning, because it's already cold, and then you might have to deal with grid down situations, and a lot of people succumb in these types of conditions. And if you're not prepared for it, you easily won't survive it. It's really concerning to me, because I lived through that Texas winter storm, y'all. It was the worst thing. And not only that, with the weather, it affects our food. And this is why, people, if you've been on this channel, you should be growing your vegetables by now, your own fruits and vegetables. I do, because like the way society is going and all this unpredictable weather, y'all, it's affecting the crops. And a lot of farmers have sold their crops or given it away, or give away a lot of cattle and a lot of this stuff, because they can't maintain it, because not only because of the agendas, allegedly, but because of the weather. So you want to make sure you're storing a lot of food. You want to make sure you're growing a lot of food as much as you can. You can grow food right in your house. Make sure it has water and sunlight. We can't depend on the grocery stores. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's just going to be a matter of time before it don't be a grocery store. I'm telling you. Or it's just going to be for the rich. Because the prices in the grocery store, that food is it's unaffordable. So we have to pay attention to the weather. We have to pay attention to what's going on, and we're trying to survive it for ourselves and our families and our children and our future. Y'all, we're going to have to just grab life by the horns and deal with this, because this stuff is going to be happening for years and years to come. And as soon as we fixate our minds on that and put our minds on self-reliance and being able to pass something down to future generations that you own, that's when you're going to get somewhere. Because living on this system, you ain't going to get nowhere. Prepare for this ugly weather, man. The weather's already ugly. We're seeing what a lot of people are going through now. What we're going through out here in Texas ain't no joke neither. And y'all, sometimes I like to walk, and then after I walk so long, I get on public transportation. The other day I did that, and it was so many people going to go get heaters. People on there on public transportation like they just bought heaters, because a lot of places people have to stay. The landlords, most of them slumlords. You have some good ones out there too, but a lot of them are slumlords. They don't care. They want your money every month, but they're not accommodating people with the things that they need in regards to being able to stay warm. Make sure you have a lot of blankets, a lot of socks. It's videos on here about how to prepare for this winter. If you haven't already, make sure your non-perishables are there, your candles are there, your flashlights are there. Expect the grid down situation of this winter. Just go in expecting it, because that's how I think, and that's how I stay preparing myself. Please give this video a thumbs up. We're dealing with some severe weather-related incidents and weather, and just prepare. And like you never prepared before, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm expecting some rough stuff this season. I feel it in my spirit, and I hate seeing people succumb to it behind agendas, allegedly. And y'all go to purposezand.com if you can. If you want to sign up for that newsletter, we have already started sending the newsletter out. It's a free newsletter. And if you're looking for land and bug out areas in Texas, I have some for sale and for lease. As always, watch this wicked world. Watch the weather. Smell your water. Boil your water before you use it. Purify your water before you use it. Please follow my brother Weatherman Plus for accurate weather updates, and keep surviving. purposezand.com.